Hey, Gen X guy here. New format. Thought I'd live stream today for everyone instead of doing a walk and talk. Figured I'd try this. Let's do a live stream today. So from the title, you can see that AI job cuts are happening, and it looks like the Bitcoin sharks are stacking. They're stacking Bitcoin. So let's chat. Let's see. It's the first time I've done a live stream before. So let's see what happens here. If we get some people to join in here, and if anybody's got questions, I've got the chat open. Let's see what we get. But I'll just jump right into it and see if anybody comes along and wants to jump in this thing and check it out. But let's see what we have here. Let's look at coin market cap to get started. It looks like the market today is, relatively flat. We've got the government shutdown. It looks like it's going to happen tomorrow, unfortunately. These government officials, they just can't seem to get it together. We elect these people in office, and we go through this. It seems like every 6 months to a year, and we fight over this. As I mentioned yesterday in my walk-in talk, it's just ridiculous that we have to go through this. But here we are, and we're in this situation. And from what I can gather, it looks like we've got about 100,000 people that are going to resign. It's supposed to happen today, but I haven't heard anything about it. So we'll see what happens. But so far, it looks like crypto is holding in there. Nothing's tanking per se, but it looks like the markets are holding up. And go in here into so the Dow's is hanging in there. NASDAQ, Dow's is doing okay. I mean, the markets are holding up. I mean, actually going back up right now, considering we're about to have a shutdown unless something magical happens at the last second. But I don't know that that's going to happen. So anyway, but crypto seems to be holding up okay, and but we'll see and what happens in the next 24 hours. They said October 1. Well, that's tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. This little chart here, this little indicator, I think is pretty interesting. It talks about how where are we in the bull market, and all these little indicators tell us where we are in the bull market. And I won't get into the details of all of these, but I look at this thing pretty much every day to see, and it hasn't really changed much. About a week or two ago, one of these did flip into the sell side. It was down here. I think it was the altcoin index was the one that flipped. We got really high on the altcoin index, but other than that, we're pretty much hold. But this is a pretty good little chart here to look at. So right now we are pretty much in a holding pattern. But I think this Q4 is going to be pretty good if you're into crypto. If you're a Gen Xer like me, over 40, you're trying to figure all this crypto stuff out. I get it. I've been in it for 5 years. I've been pouring myself into it for a long time, and if I can help you in any way I can, help understand this stuff, I will. But now's a good time to be looking into crypto. Our government's behind it. Crypto's here to stay. Our SEC's behind it. This is what Gen Z, the Gen Alpha, the younger generations. This is the disruption that's going to happen now. The financial disruption. We've disrupted e-commerce. We've disrupted the way we communicate with each other with social media. I mean, healthcare, we've disrupted it. We've disrupted pretty much every industry you can think of. The automotive industry, you name it. The last industries that we haven't disrupted is this one, the financial industry, the banking industry, and it's happening now. So, but I keep my eye on this chart. Hey, take a look at it. It's on CoinGlass. It's called the bull market peak signals indicators. So it's pretty neat chart it just gives you an idea of where we are in the bull market, and so far we're still in it. Next thing to look at is the this. I saw this morning. It looks like Walmart CEO, he comes out and says that AI is literally going to change every job in the world as retail evolves. And if you've been following my channel, you will know that yeah, AI is. I'm just checking to see if I'm live here. I don't have anybody in the channel right now. Let me see if I can change this. Bear with me for a minute. I'm looking to see if I get anybody on the channel. It looks like my stream was set to private for some reason, and I'm looking to see if public maybe changes that at all. I tell you what, I'm gonna end the stream and I'm gonna restart it since I don't have any viewers in here. Oh, we have somebody. We have a viewer. We have a viewer. So I guess I'll keep the stream going. This is I have somebody viewing. Turned it public. It was on private. I don't know why it started private. When you go live with the stream, you would think it would make it public. But anyway, the Walmart CEO comes out, Doug McMillon, and says that AI is going to change literally every job in the world as retail evolves. And if you've been looking at some of my videos lately, the next 5 to 10 years is going to be very, very interesting. And these big companies are already starting to implement AI into what they're doing, and they're evolving. I mean, they can do a lot more for a whole lot less money. So when it comes to their logistics and automating how they move product through their system, they're going to leverage, and they already are doing it, but now they're starting to use it for their employees and how they train their employees. And in some cases, they're not looking to necessarily eliminate the employees. They're looking to train the employees on how to use AI in the workforce. So I thought that was pretty interesting, talking about, I think Walmart is the largest employer in the world. They have 2.1 million employees, and they say that it's going to be flat over the next, looks like few years, next 3 years, even though the roles are going to be changing. So that's pretty interesting to see, where their directives are changing with AI in the workforce. But we're going to start seeing more and more of this over time. Looks like the market is doing pretty well right now, considering we've got this looming shutdown coming tomorrow. On this topic of AI, since I'm pretty big into the AI crypto stuff, I thought I saw this article as well. Lufthansa is a German airline company. They're looking to cut thousands of jobs as it seeks to boost profitability. And again, they're using AI as well to help benefit their bottom line. So again, AI, we're seeing more and more of it with jobs, and companies starting to implement it more and more, find ways that they can cut, find ways that they can increase profits to their shareholders. So, it's interesting to see how we're going to start seeing more and more of this in the headlines. And there's been all this talk about we're in an AI bubble, it's compared to the .com bust. We're in this bubble like the .com boom that we had in 2000. I was in the .com boom, and this is nothing like that. Back then, we had companies that were formed that were just ideas on a napkin. They had no real products. They had ideas of products, but they had no real customers. They invested hundreds of millions, billions of dollars into basically ideas that never really took off. The amount of money that's being poured into AI right now, this money is being poured into real companies that, the Magnificent Seven, these are real companies that have been around a long time, that have real products and real customers. So it's a lot different than then. And the dot-com bust that's a totally different deal than we have now. And so that was literally a bunch of hot air that went to nothing. So it's not the same. I lived through that, and I'm through this, and it is a totally different market dynamic. So switching gears a little bit, I saw this that actually a friend of mine sent this article this morning talking about quantum, and the Solana co-founder Anatoly talking about how quantum is how it could affect break the Bitcoin, crack the wallet algorithm by 2030, and he calls for quick action. Yeah, this is something we need to look at. It's a big debate. Is it not? I don't know. I've been in tech for a long time, but I haven't studied quantum over the last 30 years. That's a lot higher level than my knowledge of tech. But I do believe that they're working on a solution to migrate all of these wallets over to something more quantum proof. I believe it's going to happen. They're aware of it. And so I think the engineers are working on a solution for it. So there's some people that say we're a long ways off from quantum being a problem. And there's some people that are saying that it can happen, like Solana's co-founder Anatoly. He's saying it's going to happen, very, very soon. So, in reading this article here, this came out of Yahoo Finance this morning. So he feels like it's 50-50 within the next 5 years. We're going to have a quantum breakthrough. So, is it going to happen? Anything could. Yeah, it could. But my whole take is this: if you think that it may happen, and you think that it might not happen, you've got two choices. You can either be on the side of, well, now let's not worry about it, or you can be on the side of, yeah, we may want to do something about it. I tend to be on the side of, yeah, let's try to solve the problem now, than to be on the other end of it where we're stuck with an issue that we don't, that we have to figure out how we're going to solve it. So I say let's figure out how we're going to migrate these wallets, and that within itself is going to be interesting to see how we're going to do that. So migrate the wallets over from the current algorithm that we're using now and move that over. So that'll be interesting to see how they work that. Then I saw this also this morning. I was cruising X. Tether. Tether is basically a stablecoin issuer. They're the largest. They've been around the longest. They've been acquiring Bitcoin at a very, very high rate over the last probably 2 or 3 years now. They just acquired 8,888 Bitcoin. Interesting number there, 8888. Worth $1 billion. They did this in Q3 of this year, and that brings their total reserve to 86,333 Bitcoin with a total value of almost $10 billion. So if you've been watching my videos, you'll hear me talk about how important I think it is that we get that you get Bitcoin, because you follow what these big players are doing. They're not buying and investing and acquiring all this Bitcoin because they think it's no good. They're acquiring it for a reason. Nobody's going to throw $1 billion around or $10 billion around on something because they think it's going to fail. They're doing it because they think that there's a huge upside, that this thing is a finite asset that's going much, much higher. So you see this stuff every day, these big whales, Michael Saylor acquiring seems like every Monday he's getting more and more and more. So if you've been watching my videos here on my new channel that I've just started here, pretty much every one of them I say, at least try to get you some Bitcoin, even if it's just a little bit. Some is better than none, and you don't want to look back when this thing goes to $500,000, $1,000,000, because it eventually will get that high, and you don't want to be looking back saying, hey, why didn't I get some of that? So it'd be better to have a little than none at all. But and here's another thing too. I don't think people realize just having 1/10 of a Bitcoin, so 0.1. You say, well, that's hard for most people. That's hard to attain. That would be roughly $10,000, $13,000, $14,000 as it sits right now to acquire. Well, let's just take a look at it. So right now, Bitcoin is 114. So you would need $14,000 to get 0.1 of a Bitcoin, and just having 1/10 of a Bitcoin, I don't think people realize that how valuable that's going to be in the future. So try to get there. Even 1/100th of a Bitcoin, which what would that be? That would be $1,100, 1,100 for $1,140. So try to set goals to get as much Bitcoin. Watch the price. When it takes dips, try to acquire it when it takes dips. That's what I do. I wait, because we always have dips. Even during bull markets, there's dips. Try to find the dips and acquire Bitcoin. That would be my best recommendation for anyone that's looking to get Bitcoin. Just because the number's high doesn't mean that oh well, I just shouldn't get into that. You should. There's never a bad time to get into Bitcoin. So get as much as you can. It's never going to hurt you to get it. So and then once you get to 100, so 0.01 of a Bitcoin, try to get to 0.1 of a Bitcoin, and then once you get to 0.1 of a Bitcoin, then you got a long way to go to get to 1 Bitcoin. That's what we call a whole coiner. If you can get 1 Bitcoin, that would be absolutely huge to get to 1. And that was my goal. That's what I did 4 or 5 years ago. Of course, we went from, I remember it went to 50,000, and then it went down to mid-20s, and then it went up to 69,000 in 2021, and then it went all the way back down to $16,000. So if we take a look at it here, let's just look at what Bitcoin did. We go back to all time. So when I got into Bitcoin I was beginning of 2021, right at the peak. So I got in about right in here. If you watched my video from not long ago, this was a week ago or so, I talked about my story of when I got in. So I got in about right in here. And of course, about the peak of the market. All right. And so I started buying some Bitcoin then. Well, if you look now, it's pretty good. I'd do anything to buy Bitcoin at this price now. But at the time, it was like, oh no, what am I doing, right? So I bought Bitcoin at the time here. And then I saw it all melt away, all the way until about the midsummer. But then I was buying all during this time frame right in here. I just kept buying and buying and buying because I believed in it. I knew it was going to come back. I knew it was going to go back up. So I kept buying and buying and buying Bitcoin. I was also buying Ethereum. I was also buying Solana at the time. I was also buying Chainlink. I was also buying the big ones. And I was also buying some that aren't really around anymore today. That aren't really, that they're last cycle tokens or coins that don't really have a lot of momentum. And I've since shed some of those, and some of them I still have, unfortunately. But hey, look, I kept investing. Then I rode it all the way up here to $69,000. I think it actually did get to about 69,000. And then that's when the light bulb went off. That's when it went out. And then we went all the way back down, all the way in 2022. We crashed all the way down. And I'll never forget when we were at this price range right in here, we were at 16,000. This is when I did most of my Bitcoin buying, all in through here. But you'll see right in through here at the end of 2022, that's when we hit the bottom. And that's when I was doing when I really accelerated my buying of Bitcoin. And then since then, I was acquiring. So, and then look at where we've come. And then we hit an all-time high at about 124, 125. Let's see, what does it say over here? All-time high, 124, 457. So, and that was on August the 13th. So about a month and a half ago, about 2 months ago, we hit an all-time high. So, but look, I come back and I look. So buying at these prices, I'd do anything to buy at these prices now, So, and then look, buying it now, you say, oh, it's at the Pete's high and all that. Well, when it hits 200,000, when it hits 250, because it eventually will hit these prices. And when it does, you're going to look back and you're going to say, I wish I would have had more. Even at that, you wish you would have acquired more. And then when it hits $1 million, imagine that. A lot of, Kathy Wood, Michael Saylor, a lot of these people, Eric Trump just came out in the last day or so. It's going to $1 million, and I believe that it will. It's just a matter of time before it will. So, yeah, and then so here's some more evidence of it. Why you should acquire Bitcoin. So what this is showing is, this, and there's been quite a few posts on this. The sharks have been accumulating Bitcoin aggressively. So what's a shark? If you look right here, a shark is anyone that holds 100 to 1,000 Bitcoin. And so you have sharks, you have whales, you have fish. So it shows you here, shrimp hold less than 1 Bitcoin. And this is just some funny way that they've kind of divided out the holders of Bitcoin. So you can see shrimps hold less than 1 Bitcoin, crabs hold 1 to 10, fish hold 10 to 100, and sharks hold 100 to 1,000. But you can see here, since July of 2024, the amount of Bitcoin that the sharks have been accumulating has been skyrocketing. So again, more evidence of these people aren't buying, these entities, these people, whoever they are not acquiring. Look, this a million wallets have acquired more Bitcoin over this period of time, and just over a year. It's unreal. So follow these people. Don't do what they say, do what they do. Watch what they're doing. When these big whales and big sharks, when they're acquiring Bitcoin, there's a reason why they're doing it. So just something to look at. And then I saw this here, strategy. It stacks 7,000 Bitcoin, and then this is just basically summing up September. Stablecoins cross $295 billion. So what did that mean? That means that dollars are being converted into stable coins. And then if we come down in here, strategy, Michael Saylor actually slowed down his Bitcoin acquisition in September, and the momentum pretty much slowed down for him. And I have noticed that it has slowed down. So, there's a lot of speculation as to why. Who knows why. Maybe he's waiting for a bigger dip to go in heavy, or maybe he has the momentum. Maybe he's tapped out. Who knows? But so this is showing here, discussing these charts, how he's bought over 837 million in Bitcoin in September. That's a lot. That's 7,378 Bitcoin worth over $837 million. I mean, that's just, it's a lot of money to acquire a lot of Bitcoin. And if you didn't believe in Bitcoin, you probably should look at what these big players are doing. Get you some Bitcoin. Do it. Get what you can. Some is better than none. You don't regret it one day. And look, I even say to this day, I wish I had more. I always say I don't have enough. So just try to get it when you can. If you can dollar cost average, DCA, dollar cost average, try to acquire it when you can. That's a good thing. Just do what you can to get some Bitcoin. And then so now you can see here in this chart how stablecoins have continued to grow. So, and this is going to keep going higher. This just is going to keep going. this now with the Genius Act passing, it's the flood and rush to stable coins is going to keep going higher and higher and higher. So you're going to see this number keep skyrocketing. So keep an eye on that. And look at this. 241,700 crypto millionaires now on the loose. Is at record levels. We've got more crypto millionaires now than we've ever had. And that's just in this last bull run. So it is going to keep getting higher. No question about it. So this I thought this article was pretty good. So, but anyway, it's back to these charts here. Looks like crypto is doing pretty well right now today. Not really seeing any news on the shutdown. Hoping to get a little traffic here on the live stream, my first one. Hopefully I'll do more in the future. Get a little traffic here. First one. I actually did a live stream. It's probably been 4 years ago. I started doing it. Change. I'll see if I can work the kinks out on this a little bit over time. And the more I do it, the more I'll get better at it. There we go. Start getting some comments, some chats going on here, some Q&A. Hopefully we'll get that at some point. But, I'm new at it. I'm trying to grow the channel. I figured I'd mix it up a little bit with some Q&A. Or some live stream to hopefully build that up and then be able to do a little Q&A at some point and get a little community going. Yep. Looking good here. Let's look at some of these crypto. Yeah, crypto is just kind of flat today. These are some of the coins, tokens that I watched that I really like. Some of my favorites that I like a lot. Some of these that you like as well, put a comment in the chat. Hey, and also do me a favor if you would like this video, subscribe to the channel. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it. Trying to really reach out here and grow this channel. So I guess I'll go ahead and wrap it up for today. Not really sure when I'll do the next live stream. I'll probably do them like this in the afternoon. Try to get a following here. And as soon as I get more people, then I will... I'm experimenting right now just to see where the traction is and what you guys are wanting to hear and see. What you're wanting to, and leave a comment if you certain things you want me to talk about, and I'll be glad to do it. Anyway, gonna wrap it up today, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you tuning in, watching the video after the live stream. Gen X Guy out. See ya.